everyone, and welcome back to another Hookster Talks. If anyone remembers that music, that was the music to the classic mode in F1 2013, and there's a good reason why I put that on. We're talking classics today, and oh my god, we're going to go into rant mode any moment now, so stand by your beds, oh my god. Anyway, hello to Matthew D'Souza, who has joined the stream. He says, hello Hookster from Manchester Ashton Travel Lodge. Well, I'd just like to give a shout out to, where is it? Manchester Ashton Travel Lodge. Yes, maybe they could sponsor me, and Mr. TB for the next video. Why not? Yes, yes. There he is, everyone. Everyone's favourite. It's Mr. Bear. Look at him, look. Let's do it again, look. Let's see if we can get the face right. Look. Happy Bear. Sad bear. Happy bear. Sad bear. He says, no supermodels. Absolutely ripped. Oh, that's outrageous. I sent them to you, Matt. I sent them to you. I must have got the wrong address. They're a little bit, how can we put it? Stupid. Yes, that's the best word to use. Stupid. Yes. Well, I definitely sent them to you. There was 5 in total, yeah. 3 blondes. One with black hair and a brunette. Okay, so just open your hotel room door and shout down the corridor. Perhaps they've gone somewhere else, because they'll say they're a bit ditzy. They don't know where they're going. And no, they're like mice running around a wheel. There's, you know, I don't know what they're doing. So they should be about. So just have a look. You might be okay. Hello, Mr. JW97. He says, well, speaking of EA, they are apparently going to add DLC tracks. Interesting. Like that's going to persuade us. Bet you they will charge us 1 million for them. Yeah, I bet they will. F1 2013 classic music. Yes, well done, sir. Well done for guessing that. Well done. Yes. You gotta love it. I do love it. Love it indeed. Hello, Mr. Shane Paul. He says, hello, TB. Well, that's it. He doesn't want me. No, he doesn't want me. He wants TB. Okay, here we go then. A special hello to Mr. Shane Paul from TB. TB the bear, TB the bear. Don't forget, of course, we got our new one as well. He keeps getting forgotten about. I don't think he's a popular character, but we'll bring him on anyway. Here he is. Yes, it's Baby Goo Goo. Yes. He says, come on, give me some love. Give me some love, he says. Nobody loves Baby Goo Goo. I don't know why. He's so adorable. Look at him. He's so cute and everything. I don't know, but yeah, no one likes you, so bugger off over there. Will F1 says, tomorrow... Oh, hi Will, how you doing? He says, tomorrow is the 10th anniversary of Pastor Maldonado's win in Spain. Is it really? Wowzers me trousers. 10 years ago, I can't believe it. It's been that long. Wow. JW97 says, speaking of Spain, news came out yesterday that the no chicane version of the circuit is going to be F1 Grade 1 again by next year, so it will give F1 a choice of which layout to use. Interesting. Well, I don't think it will matter which layout to use, because it's always a boring track anyway, isn't it, Spain? Let's face it. The ultimate testing track for years and years and years. It's boring, isn't it, Spain? Never get a good race there anymore, unfortunately. Hello, Pinal Plessy. He says the Miami race was overhyped. I agree with you. It was overhyped to the max. But no, I'm not going to talk about that for a moment, because we're going to go to Miami a little bit later. But yes, there's a little thing about Miami. Anyway, it's time to start the show, because I put it in the title about EA. And now it's time for a rant, okay? So, I did a video a few weeks ago. It wasn't a live one, it was a pre-recorded one, when I said that EA had removed F1 2018 from the PSN store, the PlayStation store, so you can't buy it digitally anymore. And I thought, oh well, you know, these things happen. There's probably some kind of license issue reason for this, possibly something to do with the classic cars. Some kind of license ran out and they thought, we can't be bothered to renew it, so we'll just withdraw it from sale. And I thought, fair enough, you know, it's 2018, it's one game out of the series, it's not a problem. But then last night I decided to check the PSN store again, and to my dismay I have now discovered that F1 2015, 16, 17, 18 and 19 now have been removed from the PSN store. They're gone. Absolutely gone. Type them into PSN, nothing comes up. The only two that are now available are 2020 and 2021. I was in shock. I really was. I was in shock because I thought, what's going on? Now, I haven't got Steam, but I did have a little bit of research, and apparently they're gone from Steam as well. And this is just very, very sad news. Now, who remembers this bad boy? F1 Championship Edition. Yes. A lot of people's favourite F1 game ever. The first game, of course, HD, high definition, 720p on your PlayStation 3 console. Oh my god. And it's just an absolutely glorious game. It really, I mean, F1 2006 on the PS2 was very good as well, but this was just the icing on the cake, wasn't it? And you see that it's now 2022 and this game came out in 2006, I think it was, or late, very early 2007, something like that anyway. And you can see that I've still got it. I've still got it because it's physical. It's in my hands, and I've still got a PlayStation 3 as well. So if I want to, I could nip downstairs and play it right away. Yes, right away. But oh my god, this was a brilliant F1 game, has to be said. And in most people's opinion, it's probably the best of the generation, has to be said. And then, of course, we had this one. Oh, yes. Quite possibly the best game, F1 game, Codemasters have ever produced. F1 2010. Now, everyone lost their shits when this game came out. Oh, it was just glorious. Who remembers the menu music? Oh my god, it was just... And most of the other music as well was pretty epic, has to be said. Really was. I really enjoyed it. And here again is F1 2010. We will gloss over F1 2009 because that wasn't even made by Codemasters. No, it was made by Sumo Digital. And it only came out on the PSP and the Wii. So we'll get rid of the bastard child right now and say, no, we're not looking at that one. But look, there it is. F1 2010, if I can turn it round straight. There it is. Beautiful. Codemasters' best F1 game ever. I think that's without doubt. Without doubt. It's never been beaten. Never been beaten. And once again, as you can see, the writing's in reverse. No, actually, it's in a... I just realised it's in a foreign language. It's not in English. Wowzers. I never even realised that. Wow, I've got a special copy of F1 2010. It's not even in English. Look at that. I don't know what language that is. If anyone's good at languages, perhaps they could tell me. I thought it was in reverse, but it's not in reverse. It's in something. Il Gecchio Ufficiale della Formula 1. So if anyone knows what that is, please tell me. But I never knew this. I have got... Now it plays on my PlayStation, fine. It doesn't say it's PAL though. Now if anyone remembers, you could play any region games on a PlayStation 3. So yeah, that's very interesting. The writing on the disc though is in English. Let's have a look. I'm intrigued now. Very intrigued. I've never even noticed this before. Let's have a look at the instruction manual. Is that in English? No, it's not. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh my god. Look, it's the instruction manual. It's not in English. You know, I've never noticed that at all. It just shows you how much I looked at the instruction manual. Oh my god. Is there an English bit in here? No, not at all. So I have no idea what language that is, but it is in English. Maybe it's Spanish. I'm not quite sure. Uno that's a Spanish word, isn't it? Look, it says Solta Pilota. I'm sure that's Spanish. But that's amazing. Wow. Live on Hookster Talks, and I never even realised I got a foreign copy of F1 2010. Oh my god. Anyway. So yes, the best F1 game possibly made by Codemasters. And once again, it's physical, it's in my hands, and I can play it right now, even all these years later. What was that, 2010, 12, 15, I can't count in my head that quick. 16 years later, I don't know. But anyway, you can play that game right now if you've got a PlayStation 3. So what does this mean? Well, if you've already got copies of F1 2015, 16, 17, 18 and 19, you're okay. It's not a problem. You can still play them. You can delete them off your hard drive on your PS4 and reinstall them again. And saying that, I checked that as well last night because I was a bit worried about, well, if it's gone off the store, can you still re-download it again? But yes, you can. I was about to delete one of the games, I think it was 2016, and a message did come up and say, if you want to download it again, you can, it's in your library. So I didn't actually delete it, but I got to that stage and it said, yes, you can. So yeah, you can still play those games. But what does that mean for the future? Well, it's very bad news for future generations of people growing up and want to get into F1. Now, I tweeted a tweet to Lee Maffer from Codemasters saying I was very, very sad about this. I've not had any reply, and the tweet has actually done very badly. I only got one like on it. So judging by that, I don't know. People just don't seem to be concerned anymore. But this is something that's very, very bad in my eyes, because someone coming into the sport right now, you know, is just growing up and thinking, oh, I'd like to get into Formula One. I think I'll go and buy F1 2019. So these days, everyone's lazy. They can't be bothered to put a disc in the machine, so you want to get it digitally, don't you? So you go onto the store and, wait a minute, it's not there. It's gone. There is no F1 2019. So you've only got the option of 2020 or 2021. Now, this seems to be the mentality now of, if you want an F1 game, it's just, I'll buy the latest one. Just get the latest one. Don't bother getting the older ones. But the older ones are the foundations of the old Formula One games. They are, really. And I still get comments in my YouTube channel pretty much on a weekly basis from people playing the older games and asking for advice. I had one chap last week asking me whether he could have any help on F1 2001, the PlayStation 2. He had a PlayStation 2 because he said on the harder levels it was just impossible. And I said, well, you know about the little cheat you can put on to give you ABS and traction control on the harder levels. And he had no idea because, as I say, he's a new person to Formula One. He just come into the sport. I don't know what his age was, but, you know, he didn't seem that young or that old. And all this is new to him. So I told him how to do the cheat, and he thanked me very much. As far as I know, he hasn't got back to me, so I presume it worked because it is quite an easy cheat. And he's as happy as anything now. Absolutely. But yeah, from a game that old, I'm still getting questions. And pretty much once a week, I'll get a comment asking about some of the old PS1 games. I get them all the time. You know, can you do this? Can you do that? It's great. That's one of the main reasons why I made this channel. Because I saw a lot of the current F1 YouTubers, they were only doing like the current games. They weren't going backwards in time and doing the old ones. It was all like, yeah, current games, which I think at the time was 2014. Yeah, 2014. But anyway, we'll gloss over that. But yeah, so here's the problem. New generations of people growing up, getting into F1, are going to be unable to get the games. Now, the only choice they can get now is to go on eBay or Amazon. Now, unfortunately, the UK Amazon, I don't know what's happening. I don't know whether Amazon are moving away from physical versions, but the stock in Amazon of anything is very, very, very limited. And the F1 games are very limited indeed. So your only real option is eBay if you want these older games. And already I've noticed on eBay, they've already cottoned on to the fact that they're being removed digitally. And 2019 and the older games, they're going for very inflated prices, which aren't worth it. They're only worth about £10 maximum, but they're going for crazy prices. And that's only going to get worse now as time goes on. So if you want some of the older games, you've got to pay a premium for them now, which is, it's just not on. So what's the cure? Well, I'm going to tell you something now. Do not buy digital games. Buy them on disc. That's fine, because if you've got it on disc, you've got it, well, nothing's forever, unfortunately, but you've got it for a very long time if you've got it on disc. Now, I looked at the F1 2022 pre-order scheme, and it's a rip-off. They're just exploiting young people now. The deluxe edition is 80 quid. 80 quid for the deluxe edition. Now, 2019, has gone in the bin. So now the shelf life of these games is going to be 2 years. So if you spend £80 now for F1 2022, in 2 years, that'll be binned off by Codemasters. That'll be put in the bin. Which is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. So please, I implore you, do not buy these games digitally. Apart from anything else, you've got nothing for your product. It's just something on your hard drive. You can't resell it. It's not worth anything. It's worth nothing. So you're paying all that money and you get nothing in return. At least if you buy it on disc, if you get fed up with it in years to go, you can get rid of it and get a little bit of money for it. Not a lot, but you can get a little bit for it. Excuse me. So yes, if you're going to buy games, please buy them on disc. Don't be sucked in to all this digital. I was exactly the same. I was getting all my games digitally because I, like everyone, I couldn't be asked to put a disc in. I was like, gotta get a chair. Oh, fucking hell. But I still moan now when I very, very occasionally play GTA 5 online. I always, play with some of the lads, and they hear me every single time going, oh, God, I got to put the disc in. Oh, this is so 1993. Oh, God, no. So I was I was sucked in as well. I couldn't be asked to get off the chair and put a disc in. So I got all my games digitally. Now, I'm done. I'm not buying any more digitally downloaded games. Because apart from anything else, we also know about the problems about if the service goes down. The Xbox has just had this problem. If you've read about it the last few days, Xbox went down. Nobody could play anything. Nothing at all. Not even games on disc. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Not even offline games on disc. Absolutely madness. That just makes no sense. They have actually patched that now, apparently, so you can, but why was it a thing in the first place? So, yeah, do not get sucked in. Buy them on disc. Apart from anything else, they're cheaper. Yeah, they're cheaper. It's £60 F1 2022 for the standard version right now to download. I have sourced it at the moment on disc for $47.95. Okay, so you're saving money anyway, and that's what all this is about, because in the next couple of years things are going to get very bad for a lot of people financially. They haven't got the money. And I'll tell you something else as well. F1 22 is going to be a very poor seller. I can tell you that for nothing, because of the climate, the financial climate at the moment. It's going to be a very poor seller. That's why they're basically chucking the kitchen sink at us with all this advertising and tracks, DLC tracks and trips around Miami and all that malarkey. That's a blatant attempt to try and get as much revenue as possible. Now, the other blatant attempt is, of course, the pre-order scheme for the game, which is now. So if you want to pre-order that now, you've got to give them £80. So that's £80 in their bank accounts that is making them interest already, and they haven't even delivered you a product yet. Yeah. That's like going into your local Wetherspoons and ordering a big hearty breakfast and having to sit there for 3 months till it turns up. And you're like, well, come on then. Where's me chuffing breakfast? It just wouldn't happen, would it? But no. And in the age of computer games, we're supposed to just wait 3 months for our game. Even though we've already paid the chuffing price for it, we've got to now wait until it gets delivered to us. But in the meantime, that £80 is in our bank accounts, making us lots of lovely interest lolly, and we're lapping it up, absolutely lapping it up. Yes, having champagne parties every night because we've got the money early before we even release the game. Then we'll release the game, and guess what? It'll be bugged to almighty fuck, and it'll need at least 26 fucking patches to make it even part presentable. But we don't care because we got your money earlier. We love it. We love it. EA, go fuck yourselves. Seriously. I just, it just pisses me off that this kind of thing happens. How many other products do you buy that you've got to wait 3 months before they get delivered? That's just ridiculous. So please, I implore you now, do not pre-order this game either. If you want to buy it, wait until the last day, and there's no problem. There's no problem. Wait until the last day it's released. You can even pre-order it on the day before it's released, and you'll still get it on the day. But in the meantime, Codemasters and EA don't make any money in profit in their bank account, making interest out of you, the general public, the consumer, the buyer of these games. Absolutely ridiculous. And I'm just very sad that they've been removed. Very sad indeed. I've basically been brought up on F1 games right from the early 80s on the ZX Spectra, if anyone remembers that. Yes, I used to play F1 games, and it's just a ridiculous situation now. It really is. Anyway, that's the end of my rant on EA. I'm sure it'd be a lovely game. I just can't understand why every year they don't give me the opportunity to play it early. I just don't get it. Oh, wait. So there you go. If you want a tip of the day, that's it. Do not pre-order this game. Don't buy it digitally. Just wait. If you really want the game, and it's fair enough, I unfortunately have got to buy it because of, the name of my channel. I wish I'd called it something else now, but there you go. But if you really want this game, and I've got no problems if you really do, then just wait. Get it on disc. It'll be a lot cheaper. And don't get ripped off by the pre-order scheme. Okay? Don't get ripped off. That's why they do it, because they want that money in their bank accounts. Then they can see pretty much have an idea of what the initial sales are going to be. Yeah, that's why they do it. And it's just a rip-off. Absolute rip-off. And it's got to stop. It's got to stop. But unfortunately, we as the consumer, we just carry on doing it, don't we? Every year we just, yeah, give me my money. Give me your money. Yeah, I'll give you my money. At some point, we've got to say, no. Anyway, let's go to the comments. Oh, we've got lots. Pinal Pessy says, I really thought James Caldon was going to do the post-race. Well, I'm glad he didn't, otherwise I really would have switched it off. Yeah, I really would have switched it off. According to the Daily Mail, Dave, calling a man bald is apparently sexual harassment. Really? Well, be careful everyone out there. Be careful now. Yes. Calling me bald is sexual what a load of bollocks. But I tell you, it's just ridiculous. It really is. Pinal Pessy says EA are losing the FIFA license next year. It's EA. Yeah, I did see that, Pinal Pessy. I did see that. EA Sports FC. Yeah. I just seriously doubt how long the F1 license is going to stay. That would be a thing. That would be a thing. Anyway. Felt that was relevant given you like to shave your head. Yes, indeed. It is, Mr. JW90. It is relevant. Yes. So there you go. No sexual harassment for Dave there. Well. Anyway, let's move on. Final Petty says, I guess the PS3 F1 games 2012 and 2014 got removed as well. Now, saying about that, Mr. Final Pessy, as far as I know, yes, off of Steam, they've pretty much all been removed. 2012, 2014. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've all been removed. Now, this is another problem, of course, because obviously, as consoles age and they break down and there's very few left on the planet, we could have gone the PC route. Yes, and we could have got them off of Steam, and then they could have continued for years and years to come, but they've removed them from Steam as well. So even that option is gone, which is a shame. A real shame. Pretty much most of the 8th gen F1 games. Yeah, pretty much, JW97. Well, yeah, apart from 2020 and 2021, they've all been removed. And I'm pretty sure, because I did mention this in I mentioned this in an earlier video. I said that it looks like there'll only be like the three oldest games that still be going. It looks like my prediction's true, and I'm pretty sure when 2022 comes out that 2020 will be removed a short time afterwards. So you really don't have a choice all the time of the two latest games, like the really latest one and the one from last year, and that looks like it's going to be about it, which, as I say, is one of the first PS3 games I got. Yeah, me too, absolutely loved it. A shame they cancelled F107. Would have loved to see what they would look like on PS3. Yeah, I would have liked that as well. There's a big long story about that. Apparently a lot of the blame goes to Bernie Ecclestone because he wanted a little bit more lucre for the license, and they didn't have the cash because they were still only a small studio Liverpool. They weren't, up to a big studio standards, and they didn't have it, so they had to withdraw the license. That's why it went to Codemasters. Pinal Petty says F1 2010, what a game. Yes, what a game indeed it was. As I say, the best F1 game Codemasters have ever made. I just love the fact you could drive for 7 seasons. I always like that anyway. 7 seasons if you pick the crappiest car, of course, to start with. Yes, you had to pick the back marker like the Virgin. But yeah, 7 seasons. I always thought that was a brilliant idea. And just the ambience, the atmosphere, everything was just right. Just right. And then they went and made F1 2011. And it all went to shit. Yes. Unbelievable. Speaking of that, what happened to Holly Samos? Interview also robbed the rate engineer. Holly Samos, yeah, she continued in radio as far as I know. And I did hear her voice somewhere a couple of years ago. I might have been on a radio show, I don't know. So she's still about, yeah, still about, but she's mostly still in radio at the moment. I'm disappointed there was no 2007 or 2008 games that began to start for an F1 then. Yeah, and of course, most people were disappointed that they couldn't play as Lewis Hamilton, because back then everyone loved him. But you couldn't play as him because there wasn't any 2007 or 2008 game. So disappointing, very disappointing indeed. First time, in fact, that there's been such a huge gap in the F1 games, has to be said. Pinal Pessy says it's an Italian version. Oh, thank you, Mr. Pinal. Well, see, he's good, Mr. Pinal Pessy, he knows. So I've got an Italian version of F1 2010. But as I say, if anyone remembers, you could play discs from all regions on your PlayStation 3, because I've got American discs. I've got the American version of GTA 4, and that plays fine. You see, it doesn't say PAL on front of it anywhere. And it hasn't got a region on it at all, in fact it says 0, and if I remember rightly, 0 meant it was like region 3. So that's very weird, but the writing's definitely in English on the front of the disc. But everything else, and on the front of the thing as well, look, it says F1 2010. Well, it would do, that's the same in any language, isn't it, I suppose. But it says Codemasters as well down the bottom, in English, PlayStation Network, in English. Only when you flip it, is it in a strange language. And I've never noticed that. Oh my god. Is the English... No. And there you go. Have you heard Codemasters Guildford are working with Criterion on the Need for Speed game? Yes, I did hear that today. They've merged the studios, haven't they? So that'll all be one studio. I don't know what's happening with the new WRC game. Of course, that's coming out from Codemasters next year. So I don't know what studio's making that. They've got so many studios now, it's ridiculous. That Dirt 5 was actually another studio, so I heard. That's why, if anyone noticed how completely different it was from the other Dirt games, that's why, because it was made by a different studio. The same studio as the ex-employees of Evolution were involved in. So, yeah. But there's just so many studios now, it's ridiculous. Who knows? Who knows? Hello, Scott. Yeah, fine, thanks, mate. Poochie Head says, absolutely spot on, Dave. Well, thank you, Mr. Poochie Head. Thank you. I hope so. I hope I get the message across that, you know, it's just an absolute rip-off. It really is. Absolute rip-off. They are both owned by EA, so not much of a surprise, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if EA shut down servers of old Codemasters game like F1 2010. Well, thankfully, F1 2010, and in fact, a lot of the older games are what you call peer-to-peer, which means they don't require servers. They are actually using your own PlayStation as the server itself. So you could still play 2010 online right now. Yeah, there's no one on it. I've been on it several times, and I sit there waiting, creating a lobby, and nobody turns up, unfortunately, even in the middle of the daytime or 5 o'clock when it's most popular. No one there, unfortunately, but you can still play it now because I say it's peer-to-peer, so they don't need servers. So there's no sort of maintenance to, you know, keep going on it. So they could still be around forever. That goes for 2010, 11, 12, 13 and 14 as well. They're all peer-to-peer. So they don't need servers. Now on the PS4, I think 15, 16, 17 and 18 are still peer-to-peer. When it went to 19, I think they went to servers because I noticed on 2019, when I opened it up last night, there's a message on it saying buy F1 2022. So that message has obviously come from the Codemasters servers. So I think from 2019 onwards, they've introduced servers into the mix. Didn't make much difference to the online, to be honest, but there you go. So yeah, but for all those other games, you should still be able to play them, well, until Sony shuts down the PS3 online capabilities, which I don't think they're going to do for a while because they've just done that update the other day. So I think we should be all right for quite a few years, yeah. Matthew says, I'd rather spend £80 on 80 bottles of Sprite than F1 22. Yeah, well, you'd get a lot more value for your money, Matt. You really would. 80 bottles of Sprite for £1. Bloody hell. That'd last you a few weeks, wouldn't it? Yeah. In fact, that'd probably last you a lot longer than F1 22 before you suddenly go. Played this all before, mate. Yeah. Played it all before. Last year's game. And the game before that. And the game before that. Yeah. Daylight Fraudulence by EA. I totally agree. Yeah, you're right, Dave. You should only get early access. You should get early access to the game. I should do. But they won't do it because I'm too controversial. Even though I love the games, I also like to criticise them as well. And yeah, they just won't accept me. I used to be a beta tester for these F1 games when it was Codemasters. But I'm sorry, I refuse to be an EA bitch now. I'm not going to be an EA bitch. No, No, I'm not. I'm not bowing down to EA. I used to be a beta tester when Codemasters had it, and that was fair enough. I think I stopped in 2019. I think that was the last beta when I tested. But yeah, I'm not being an EA bitch. I'm sorry. No way, Jose. Yes, unfortunately, the only people who get early access there are like Arava and TM at Mardu. Oh yes, of course, the greats, Mr. Arava and Mr. TM at Mardu. Of course, yes, and of course, the only reason they get them is because they've got the most subscribers, so they've got the most influence, and that's why. That's why they get early access, because they know that they will get the most reach to people out there, mostly 12-year-olds. Let's be honest. Most of the people that watch TMET Margit videos and our videos are in the age range of 12 to 15. Let's face it. I've watched the comments on our videos. You can tell from what people write in comments pretty much their age, or I can anyway, because I've been doing this a long time now, and most of the people in our videos are aged between 12 and 15. Yeah, so that's the demographic they're going for, and of course they're going to give early access to those F1 YouTubers. Esports changed their FIFA games to Esports 23. Yes, they have, Matt. I think Joe and Dom should get early. I agree. They're two really good players. They should get early access. But unfortunately, because one's in America and one's in Canada, they don't like to sort of, spread it around that far. They like people to test it more locally. I'm waiting for when EA ruin the WRC license next year. The Dirt social media accounts are now called EA Sports Rally. It won't be long. Poochiehead says, yes, Bernie was one of the main reasons why there was no F1 2000. We were robbed. Yes, we were, Mr. Poochiehead. 2008 and that Williams, says Scott Barnes. Nice. Pinal Pessy says, imagine if Sony still had the F1 license. F109 commentary will have Jonathan Legard shouting, ooh, there's a problem there, whenever someone has crashed. I did like Mr. Jonathan Legard, I must admit. My favourite car ever, I adore and have a crush on, the 2008 AT&T Williams, powered by Toyota, and the 2007 and 2009. Yep. That was a nice car. The Williams in 2008. F107 would have been great driving the Honda Earth car. Oh, yeah. It's a shame that hasn't been put into future F1 games, isn't it? Like a classic car. Why has Codemasters never put that in as a classic car? I don't get it. Because you could never actually play it, could you? So, well, unless you had a set of Corsa or some kind of one on the PC that you could mod to actually get it. But apart from that, you could never play it. So, yeah, that should have been a classic. But, of course, there's no classic cars anymore. Oh, yes, there's no classic cars in F122. No, they're gone. Or gone. You would have thought it would have been a great opportunity to bring them back. But, no, still gone. Still gone, everyone. Maybe back for 2023. And Dave, I've been watching the all seasons for F1 2009. I've really enjoyed watching old. Well, thank you, Scott. Yes, I've just had someone else send me a message saying he's just finished the 2010 season and he thoroughly enjoyed that as well. So if you're sort of that way inclined, maybe you could transition after 2009 onto 2010. I think that was possibly my best season. It had some ridiculous subplot involving Nicole, if you remember, my agent, and apparently she died and turned into a ghost, but she came. It all got very crazy at some point. I really must get off the crystal meth, but yeah, it got very crazy at some point. But yeah, I think 2009 and 2010. 2009, basically, because that was my first and only attempt at emulation. I'm never doing that again. I'm sorry, I'm never doing that again, because my computer clearly wasn't up to the task, even though it's a simple PSP game. It couldn't manage it, and it was just such an effort just to make the episode every single week. It really was. It was, oh my God, it was just But I got through it. And it was all fine in the end. Jensen Button fan. Ooh, there's a problem there. Now that could be a problem. Respect Jonathan Ledyard, the GOAT F1 commentator. Yes, indeed. Right, okay. So, Wowzers, I've been on 44 minutes and I've been talking shit for 44 minutes. Well, that's nothing unusual, is it? Anyway, it's time now to deactivate myself. I'm sure this is going to turn out to be a meme in the end. But yes, we are going to try Mr. Nick again. I said last week we're going to try him every single week. This is not rehearsed, so, you know, he may answer one day, he may not. Now, Nick, in case anyone doesn't know, is a member of the Elite Racing League, which is the league on a Monday night. But he is the real deal. He is, yes. He's driven karts with Lance Stroll and Maxi Boy Verstappen. So he would be a fascinating person. The thing about Nick is he's a complete mystery man. He's never spoken. The only person he's ever spoken to is me in a voice chat, party chat. Never spoken to anyone else in the league. He never speaks during the races. He messages people, but he never speaks. So he's a complete mystery man. So we are going to, every week, see if we can get hold of him. One of these days he's going to answer, and everyone's going to lose their shit, I'll tell you, because, oh my God, nobody's actually heard his voice apart from... I know what he sounds like. Nobody else does. He's probably got his phone now. He's looking at it and going, no, not Hookster Talks. Shit, where's the mute button? Where's the block button? Get him off. Oh, Nick. Come on, Nick. Pick up the phone. Speak to us. Speak to us. You're going to be live in front of millions of... Well, maybe two. Maybe three. Maybe four, but we won't go past four, will we? Come on, Nick. I get so excited at this point. I can feel the excitement building that maybe you'll pick the phone up. But deep down, I know he's not going to. Okay, we'll call that a day. But one day, we will get Nick live on Hookster Talks. But it won't be today. Right, one of the other people that requested to be on Hookster Talks was Mr. Plotted Plant. Yes, I know. Mr. Potted Plant requested. So we'll give him a call first and see if he's about before we continue. Here we go. Yes, he actually requested to be on the show. He won't answer because he's got a baby. He's got a baby now. He's got a baby, you know. See, I told you it wouldn't be about. He was all enthusiastic the other day as well, saying, "Oh, it'll be an Hookster Talk." Look, he's here, live, and he's not here. Unbelievable. Well, there's only one thing we can do now. We got to call that bloody Canadian. And if he don't answer, I'll have to put out a general call. Oh, God. I feel like every week it's the Dominic Orlando show. It's just, you know, every week. Here we go. He's Canadian, everyone, in case you didn't realise. Answer the damn phone. Now, unfortunately, I do know that Josh Stocks, the main Yorkshireman, is not about this week because he told me on Monday, so I'm not even going to bother with Josh. Oh no, even Canada's not awake. This is unbelievable. We're not going to be able to see him on the toilet like we did last week. I'm still trying to get over that. I really am still trying to get over that. No, he's not here either. Right, before I continue, otherwise I'm going to lose my train of thought. Miami Grand Prix. Yeah, it was hyped to the max. Entertainment value, not a lot. I'd give it 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. But apparently there was 47 overtakes during that race. Well, I saw about 4. So yeah, the TV coverage was absolutely appalling. It really was. Absolutely appalling, as I say. But apart from that, it was all right. The last 10 laps were pretty decent. But before that, it was pretty average stuff, wasn't it, really? And I don't know, I can't get behind this Ferrari and Red Bull battle. I don't know, maybe as the season goes on and the points get a bit tighter, I'll be able to get into, because as I've said before, I haven't really got any sort of allegiance to any driver, to be honest. I'm not, not a Lewis Hamilton fan, even though I'm British. So, I haven't got that allegiance, although I was back in the day, but due to circumstances caused by Lewis Hamilton being a complete twat, I'm not anymore. So, yeah, I haven't got any allegiance to any drivers, but I can't get behind this Max Leclerc battle. It's just, it's not blowing up my trumpet. It really isn't. But as I say, hopefully as the season goes on and we get into a tight point situation towards the end, I should be able to get into it. But at the moment, it's just like, yeah, well, Max won it this time, and Charles won it. It's just, I'm just not getting that. Just not getting that at all. It's very weird, but there we go. So yeah, apart from that, the Grand Prix was, yeah, as we say, overhyped. And I don't know who that gentleman was that was interviewing the drivers at the end. He was some kind of Xboxer or whatever, but he had no clue about Formula One whatsoever, and he shouldn't have even been commentating at the end there. He had no clue. I mean, he'd obviously just been told in his ear just before he got on to ask them about the tyres and the chassis. How's the tyres? Who the fuck cares about that anymore? Who cares about the tyres and no one? So yeah, he shouldn't have been on it. So it's just very poor. There was a lot of presenting errors in that race. A lot of the people sort of on presenting duties really didn't know what they were doing. So that needs to improve for next year. Obviously, it was their first trip there, so you have to make allowances, but they need to sort that out because the presentation was pretty poor indeed. Anyway, that's my little tiny mini review of Miami before I forget it, because otherwise if I'm going to start ringing people, I'm going to forget what I was going to say. So there you go. Let's have a look in the comments. Scott, on the part where Dave says a lot more about hotel rooms and supermodels, but it's unrealistic for Travelodge, Listen, they're on their way. Just give them time. It takes them a long time because they keep losing their minds. They can't remember where they are. But they'll get there. They'll get there, Matt. Just give it time. Give it time. Say you're from customer services and you're here to sort their computer virus. Yes. Nick is a robot. Well, I thought that as well, but I have heard his real voice and it doesn't sound robotic. No. Just imagine, everyone, Keanu Reeves in The Matrix. Imagine that voice. That is Nick. Cool dude. Lives in California. I think he lives in Google, I think. Yeah, I think he lives in their offices. I'm sure he does. He skates, he surfboards, he does everything that Californian dudes do. So he is the real deal. And in his spare time, he does a bit of karting as well. He's the real deal. Really is. And we will get him on Hookster Talks. Fuck however. I'm not giving him 30 quid to be on this show. Fuck him. But we'll get Nick on here, I guarantee you. It could turn out to be a meme because it could end up that I'm going to ring him 47 times and it'll be the 48th time. But we will get him. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Obviously, I don't know what he's doing at this time. It's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the US. So he could be working every single Thursday. So it could be impossible for me to get him. But I will persevere, everyone. I will persevere. Scott says, fair play for giving... Thanks, Scott. Thanks. Yeah, I'll give him a go. The planty plop, 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 planty pop. That's him. Joseph Daddy Plant. It's the Canadian. Oh, dear. He's hit the Canadian. TV director for you, Dave. Yeah, I should have been directing that. It would have been a lot better. A lot better. Well, maybe not. Been a problem for a few years now, yeah. As the TV coverage nowadays is massively pathetic, but remember the coverage from 20 was phenomenal. Nowadays, yes, it is. It's definitely getting worse. Definitely. And surely with technology, shouldn't it be getting better? Just a fault. You know, all the latest technology, surely it should be an even better product. But no. I don't watch IndyCar or anything like that, but I have seen footage on YouTube, and some of their footage is brilliant. I like the way the camera on the car actually pans sideways. I think that's a really good idea. Really do. I'd like it when it pans sideways. You can see the car right next to you. That should be in Formula One. There you go. FIA, if you're watching, which I'm sure you are. The celebrities were a joke. Yeah, they were. I think the best out of the bunch was Danica Patrick, to be honest. Well, at least she's been involved in motorsport, so she knew a little bit about what she was talking about. But all the rest of them didn't have a bloody clue. Oh, that was him. Yeah, Willie T. Ribbs. That was him. The first black racing driver to drive Formula One. Didn't know that. Also, in 2010, there were 24 cars on track, and now there are 20, yet the coverage with 24 is miles better. I agree. Okay, then. So now we've managed to get hold of no one. So we're just going to put out a general distress call. The Titanic's sinking! We need to put out a general distress call. Hookster Talks is sinking. Let's get rid of my lovely face, otherwise this won't work. Right, where are we? We're on. That's it. Okay, right. Let's just put out a general call now and see if any. Now, please bear with me. I've got to get rid of all these names. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, we're going to have 8. Who are we going to get rid of? Well, that one hasn't answered, so that's down to 9. We've got one more to get rid of. 1, 2, 3. Josh, because he's not going to be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. What's the betting? Don's the first one that picks up. What's the betting? It's time for a general distress call. Help, I'm on board the Messitania. No, I'm on board the Titanic and I'm sinking. Anyone? Oh, it's done. Hang on. Oh, let me put my volume up. Hello.
What's up, Dave?
Oh, there we are. Hello.
What up?
That's it. Sorry, I just adjusted my levels here. When I'm on here, I have to turn my volume up a little bit. Hello, how's it going?
Alright.
Congratulations.
Just woke up not too long ago.
Congratulations, you were 7th choice. You were 7th choice to be on here. No, not really, but I've rung everyone else and no one else turned up. I've rung Planty Pop, nothing. Even though on Monday he said, get me on Hookster Talks. He was really excited about getting on the show, but
I told you heard me tell him about 5 to 6 p.m. our time is when
exactly.
you usually do it.
And he was excited, but he's not there because it's the same old story. He's got the baby, changing the nappy. Haven't got time now. I'm changing the nappy. So it's just ridiculous. But I've also tried the Canadian as well. Either. I've tried the Canadian as well, and he's not there. It's ridiculous. I've tried Nick. He wasn't there, but that's to be understandable because, you know, we're going to wait for Nick. It's going to be a slow build with Nick. We're going to get him one day, but it's going to take a while. But that Canadian, I mean, you'd have thought he'd have been champion at the bit to get on Hookster Talks. Or maybe it's because everyone took the piss out of his chicken last week and now he won't appear. I don't know. But there you go. So how's things going with you, Dom?
Alright. Thursday, another work day, unfortunately.
Good. Where is it you work? It's Walmart, isn't it?
I work, overnight receiving.
Overnight receiving. Nice. So do you sell electrical goods at Walmart?
Electrical grid.
Electric. Sorry for my English. I'll slow down a little bit. Do you sell electrical goods at Walmart?
Maybe. I don't know.
Do you sell PlayStation 5s at Walmart?
No, we actually do not. Walmart is not doing any in-sale stores for PS5. So
nice. Yeah, it's pretty much.
Very rarely we'll see an Xbox Series S, the digital only version of them, pop in time to time. But same with Xbox, no Series X's. I mean, we'll see the new Switch OLEDs pop in every once in a while.
I see. I'm with you. I was so excited this morning. I thought I'd almost got a PS5 because I went to my local electrical store and the picture came up. It's never done that before. The picture came up of a PS5 and I was like, oh my God. And it said, press here to order. And I was like, are you kidding? Usually there's a big sort of message underneath the picture where it says, sorry, this is unavailable. You can't buy it now. But there was nothing. It was gone. It was just the picture of the PS5 with the price as well. And it said pay now. And I was like, oh. And I pressed the pay now button and it said, sorry, not available.
Oh. Of course. So maybe someone just beat you to it?
Perhaps they've beaten me to it by a couple of seconds. I don't know. But yeah, it was none available. So there you go. But that's the closest I've come. Usually it doesn't even give you a screen with like a picture of the PS5 on it. It usually, if you type it in at the top of the search, it just says PS5 not available. But this time I actually got a picture. And I was, I'll tell you what, Don, I was so excited. But none available. So there you go. I keep trying. So I'm just looking at the chat here. Will says maybe Don is busy cooking his meal. He could be. He could be cooking that chicken again. Or maybe he's chasing it around the room trying to catch it.
I just got a notification saying you didn't answer.
I know. I can't believe it. I can't. I actually asked him a few weeks ago whether he'd like to be my co-host so that I could have him on for the first 30 minutes or whatever. We'd chat a bit of shit and then I'd sort of do a general one in the ERL and do everyone else, you see. And he was so excited for that. He thought, yeah, good idea. Ever since I said that, he's been very sporadic. He's hardly ever turned up half the time. It's ridiculous. It's because I don't pay him. That's what it is. He just, he wants payment, but he's not getting any payment. No. He should be privileged to be on here, shouldn't he? Just like you are.
Right.
Obviously.
At least we don't have to worry about watching Dom try to burn his house down today, I guess.
That's true. That's true. I don't know how Randy found out about that because I never mentioned it to him. So perhaps he was watching the stream.
I told him that eventful situation that happened before you joined the ERL chat on Monday.
I see. Now I got it. Oh, I see. So that's all right then. Yeah, I was just wondering how he knew about that. Nice one.
Yeah, because I was filming MK, Gomez, and Randy who don't use Facebook.
Yeah. Nice one. So there you go. So Matthew D'Souza in the chat says, thoughts on Russell beating Hamilton again? Well, as you say that, Matt, we actually have, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but we have a Lewis Hamilton fan in this chat right now. So I think that's the best question to ask that Lewis Hamilton fan. And that is your thoughts, Dom, on Russell beating Hamilton again. Over to you.
I don't even know what to say, to be honest. Whatever happened, all I'm going to say is I hope Mercedes has these good upgrades that they say they have for Spain.
Well, I did see on some of the news outlets yesterday.
Hopefully one of the upgrades is fucking side pods on the car.
Yeah, that is... I've heard that they may, this is not confirmed, so it may not happen, but they may go back to the pre-season test one with the proper side pods on. So, it could look like all the other cars. It's only a rumour, so it may not happen, but it could possibly happen.
I saw an article saying, Toto Wolff saying that's a possibility.
Yeah. Now that would put the cat amongst the pigeons because he says that actual car that they built is actually slower, but it doesn't porpoise as much. So, which way do they want to go? A slower car that doesn't porpoise, or a slightly faster car but is porpoising, which is making them slower. So it's swings and roundabouts, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and they weren't honestly that bad at the Barcelona testing. I mean, the one day they were both 1 and 2.
Exactly.
Was that car really that bad?
Yeah, well, Toto says it's definitely slower, but of course, slower compared to, slower in testing. You can't use that as a comparison because it's never actually been in a race situation. So if I was Mercedes in their situation right now, I would...
What do they got to lose?
Exactly. I would bring the old car to Spain, and because Spain is, as we know, the number one testing track anyway. So they are going to find out pretty quickly by about lap 2 whether that car is better, worse, or pretty much the same as the one they've got now. But they've got nothing to lose, so why don't they just do that? Just bring that old car back, because I don't know. I've said it before. I believe there's something not quite right with that car. The way that the side pods... I mean, the side pods are still there. They're just... It's like a PS5. They're just up vertical and a lot smaller. They are still there. If you look at the car straight on, you can see they're still there, but they're sort of just like 2 little slits now. I think somewhere along the line, that is not helping Mercedes' situation. And because none of the other teams have got that. Mercedes is the only team that went in that direction. And as you can see, they've now dropped down from being pretty much at the top down to about a 5th or 6th place finisher. So I
Not their
believe
best.
that could be a reason. So yeah, bring the old car to Spain. If it doesn't work, then go back to the other one for the next race. What, as you say, what have they got to lose? Absolutely nothing right now, because they're in no man's land. They're just desperately trying to get close to the Ferraris and the Red Bulls, which they're just not doing. So why not just bring the old car back?
And also, I find this a bit silly with Hamilton and this jewelry thing that's going on. Like,
Oh yeah, that was interesting for about 5 seconds. Yeah, he got fined, didn't he, for something? I don't really take any notice of that kind of thing.
I mean, by Monaco, they said Lewis has to have his nose ring and all that shit out. I think the nose ring part's a little silly, but
there you go.
And obviously, Red Bull, they're off this week, right? Spain's next weekend?
Spain's next weekend, yeah. I've got that right this time. I got confused with Miami.
So we got back-to-back Spain and Monaco.
Spain and Monaco. Oh, that should be interesting. Well, they're not...
Yeah, back-to-back here.
Yeah, well, that'll be all right, because they're not too far apart. So if that's the case, they should bring the old car to Monaco as well then. Because what have you got to lose at Monaco anyway? Not a lot, have you? Let's face it.
I think Red Bull will be the favorite for Spain because of their straight line speed. And I think Ferrari would be favored at Monaco.
I'm with you.
I think Ferrari absolutely has to have a 1-2 at Monaco.
Now, Matthew in the chat says, Bottas has a faster car than Mercedes. I have to agree with you. I think he has, which is not good.
Yeah.
Not good. Bottas must be on cloud 9 right now. He really must, because he's left that team. He's got into another team which on paper is supposed to be sort of, I don't know, middle of the field.
Like a 10th place car.
Yeah, 10th place car. And he's actually outperforming, in some instances, Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes. So, yeah, he must be loving life right now, must Bottas. He really must be loving life, has to be said. So what was the Miami Grand Prix like for you? Because actually we get the same TV coverage. It doesn't really matter. But apparently, so I heard, there was 47 overtakes during that race. And yet we saw about 5 or 6 actually on the TV, because the coverage was very, very bad. Very, very poor indeed.
Yeah. That's why I don't always go by what a race looks like on TV.
Yeah.
But one thing I think they should do for Miami, make it a night race if they keep make it a night race.
Yeah, that will be better. Well, over here, our British commentators, when they had all the melee bit with Sebastian Vettel, where he got it, didn't he, and what have you, and all that was going on. Well, we didn't see any of that on screen, and the British presenters were actually explaining that by just looking at the board going down the left hand side, which tells you the positions. They were explaining what was going on the track just by the board saying, oh look, he's dropping down and he's dropping down, and then after that had all finished, they then did a replay back and showed you exactly what was happening after it had happened, which I think was just plain stupid, to be honest.
Yeah, we pretty much get the same footage. It's just we have our own announcers that broadcast from here, basically, when F1's overseas.
Yeah.
And they're only broadcasting by footage.
Mr. JW97 in the chat says, speaking of Bottas, let's not talk about his arse. Yes, let's not. Let's just. I don't know what that was.
I was like, what the? Yeah, I was like, what the hell was that when I saw that yesterday?
I don't know.
I was like,
yeah. That was just no. Hopefully, if I never see that again, I'll be fine. I'm good. Really, I'm good. Really good. I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah, that's like when I go on Facebook Friday or Wednesday morning, my morning, which is like about noon for you. The first thing I see on my timeline, I'm like, what the hell is this?
I know, ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, I'm fine if I haven't got to see that again. It's a bit like seeing Dom's pictures in our Facebook chat, isn't it? It's just you know it's going to be bad. He builds them up, and when they turn up, they are that bad, and he's just like no, but you can't look away. You just got to look at them. It's just like serious problems. That lad's got serious problems. We need to address them one day. Perhaps I should put my psychiatrist hat on, and we'll have a little therapist session with Don because he's definitely got some serious issues that need addressing. We should do that one day in a chat, definitely.
Yeah, if that probably still won't help him, Dave. You might just be wasting your time, but
yeah, probably. Because let's face it, he's got one big disadvantage at the moment, and that is that he's Canadian. And you're never going to get past that, are you? He is Canadian. What? There's nothing else you can say. And talking about that, I'd like to give a special shout out to Dusty Bin, who said in the chat last week that the best thing about Hookster Talks is the fact that my face on screen is the smallest. That's what he said, Dom. That's what he said. So my teammate, that is as well. My teammate at Renault. So I'd just like to say a special thank you to Dusty Bin for saying that that's the best thing about this show. I don't even know if I can make it bigger. Can I? I don't know. What happens if I press that? Oh, I'm not going to press that in case I disappear. I'll leave it. I'll experiment with that at a later time. But yeah, that's what he said. Best thing. Unbelievable. So, how's it going, Don, in the good old USA right now?
Same shit.
Different envelope, as they say.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. It just popped into my head. So, do you like Walmart? Is it a good place to work?
It's all right. I mean, especially since I don't have a working vehicle right now. It's a 5-minute walk to work, so that's convenient.
That's convenient. Very convenient, I must admit.
I just cut through. I just have this shortcut. I cut through the development, and I'm right there.
What's the Is it very physical? Do you have to do a lot of lifting and what have you?
Yeah, like that part of it. Well, I don't mind that though. Like, most of the time I'm overnight receiving. The reason why I say that I mainly stock shelves, but sometimes I'm pulled to do shit in the back room, the receiving area, stuff like that. But no, the job's not hard.
Good. So what other question?
Some days are easier than some nights are easier than others, obviously.
Yeah. So one question I've always wanted to ask, because you're on the nights, aren't you? Have you got access to the Works computer by any chance?
The what computer?
The Works computer. The computer at work. Can you use it?
Yeah, we have to.
Oh, you have to.
We have to do something.
Right. Okay. So answer me this question, Don, with a straight face. Are you ready?
I guess. I don't know. It's kind of hard to keep a straight face with you, Dave.
Have you, on the Works computer, ever watched porn?
No. We don't have access. No.
You don't have access to websites on there?
No, it's basically just work stuff that you can access on the work.
Oh, Dom. I need to teach you how to access porn channels on work computers. You hook me up one day and I'll show you how to do it, okay? It's easy, really. It doesn't take much effort. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. You heard it here first, everyone. Dom, the man, at night, don't forget, when no one else is about, everyone's asleep, he's got access to the computers, but he does not watch porn.
But like, overnights is just good. You don't have to deal with customers and shit. Because I can't imagine trying to stock freight with customers in the aisle.
Oh, customers are just so annoying, aren't they? With all their questions guys.
I start at 10 p.m., right?
Yeah.
We close at 11, so the store's open for 1 hour after. Why is it when I pull a pallet in the aisle and start working, every customer in the store seems to want to come in that aisle?
Like, I know. Ridiculous, isn't it? Hate customers. Hate them. It's just like, and they got all these questions.
Why do you think I work overnight?
Yeah, and they got all these questions, and you're like, just go away. Just go away. I don't even like people. Just go away now. Horrible. Ugh. I quite understand.
And then they ask you the most dumbest question.
Oh, yeah. I can understand that. Unbelievable.
They walked through 3 aisles past. This was when I was in Liquids one night. They asked, like, I'm in the Gatorade and chip aisle, right? Like the Gatorade, and then that's also in our snack chip aisle. And I'm like, they asked me where the milk and cheese were. I wanted to tell them, I don't know. The aisle 2 aisles down, the one that says dairy.
Milk
the
and
one
cheese.
With the coolers.
Oh, so you actually sell like milk and cheese at Walmart, do you? I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have a frozen and dairy section.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I thought, well, we've got an equivalent of Walmart over here.
That's a department I work the most, to be honest with you.
Oh, nice. Well, I didn't know you sold that sort of stuff. I thought you were mostly sort of electrical and household stuff, like light bulbs and stuff like that.
Super centers, like super Walmarts, sell like the whole deli, meat, and everything else.
Oh,
we're not a big Walmart, so we don't have a huge selection you would see at like a grocery store, like a super Walmart would have, or a super center. So our section's like more limited, but
I see. Hello. Look out. Mr. Orlando's in the chat. He says, hello, gentlemen. I bought some chicken today.
Could tell his ass to get in the fucking video.
Well, Dom, I keep getting your names mixed up. Well, Dom, if you're watching, you better get in here quick because I was actually early tonight on the stream, so I'm stopping in about 10 minutes. So if you want to be famous, you better get in here right now, young man. Show us your chicken, put it in the oven, and then we can call it a day. So hurry up now. I sent him an invite, so there you go.
You don't need an invite. Just go to the group chat
exactly.
And accept the call.
Yeah, so there you go. This is to Dom.
Hang up the call, I can just go to the group chat and rejoin anytime I want, as long as the call is active.
Get your ass in here quickly, Mr. Orlando, because you got 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Come on. Get that chicken nice and prepared. It's still alive, Don. He's still running around the room chasing it. That's how he cooks his chicken. He gets live ones. He doesn't get dead ones. Horrible. And he has to spend all that time chopping all their feathers off. It's just, oh dear. Going to call and join the chat. Yeah, well, he should be. He can join straight away. So I don't know what he's playing at. Come on, Mr. Orlando. Unbelievable. You got 9 minutes now. Better hurry up, or I'm out of here. I am out of here. As I say, I was actually on time tonight, which is very rare for me.
Yeah. Joe wanted to join, and he's not here.
Yeah, Joe wanted to join, he's not here. Great, it's not his fault. It's the baby. He's probably changing the nappies, or putting the baby down to sleep, or something like that. Anyway, so he can't. So we got to give Joe the benefit of the doubt. The baby. Come on. And I'll send him a message in the chat. Get in here now, Dom. Going in 8 minutes. There you go. We'll see if that works. We'll see if that entices him in. Now, every single week, Dom, I have been ringing Nick to try and get him in the chat. So far, I think I've made 2 attempts and I've failed, but I will get him one day because Nick is, well, you haven't heard his voice, have you?
Maybe once.
Maybe, yeah, he may have said one word, but I've actually had a long conversation with Nick in the PS4 party chat for about over an hour. Yeah, so I know what he sounds like. And as I said earlier, just think Keanu Reeves in The Matrix, and that's Nick.
Yeah, because he never uses a mic when on ERL night.
His mic's always on, though, but he just chooses not to speak through it, which is very cool indeed, I have to say. I wish I had...
I mean, yeah, obviously he hears us.
Yeah, oh yeah, Nick hears everything. He's the all-seeing, all-hearing Nick. He just doesn't respond, but he knows everything that's going on. Oh yeah, he just doesn't reply, which is very, very eerie and sinister, but cool at the same time. All that together. Come on, Mr. Orlando, you got 4 minutes now. 4 minutes and I'm going. Oh dear, don't think he's going to get in. I don't think he's going to get in. I bet you he'll pop in the last minute, go, oh, hi guys, and then go again. That's what'll happen.
And you should bitch at Joe later too. Say,
I will do, don't
worry. You were
worry.
so excited to join.
I know, and he didn't turn up. You'd think they'd be ecstatic to come on here, wouldn't you? You'd think they'd be like, whee, can't wait, but no.
The only times I usually don't join is if I'm sleeping, because it's always hit or miss if I'm up around this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's 5 p.m. my time. Sometimes I'm sleeping because when I have nothing to do, I set my alarm for 9 p.m. That's when I have to get up and start getting ready for work.
Uh-huh.
So if I'm up, I'm up. I don't force myself to be up at any.
I get you. He's doing this on purpose, you know, the Canadian. He's probably sitting there watching this right now, probably cackling to himself like a little witch going.
Or he's burning his house down.
Or he's burning his house down. Yeah, he's probably got his chicken right there. He's going, look at my chicken. I'm gonna coat it in white creamy shit and make it look a little bit better because it looks like shit, really.
That's the first time I ever saw fucking sour cream on chicken like that. Like, what the hell is he doing?
Right. Well, I'm a very good cook. I don't boast about it, but what I would have done, Dom, is this. Okay, I would have got the chicken. Yeah, because what he did was he put the chicken on the sort of rack to put in the oven. And then he put the sour cream on top of the chicken, didn't he? So there's no sour cream on the other side of the chicken, is there? And then he got the breadcrumbs and he sprinkled the breadcrumbs over the top. Here's what I would have done, Dom. I would have got the chicken, held it up like that, and then I got the sour cream and coated both sides of the chicken. Yeah? Then I would have put the whole of the chicken into the breadcrumbs. So that all the breadcrumbs would go round both sides.
Like normal people would do it?
Like normal people would do, yeah. So all the breadcrumbs would have gone round to all the chicken. Then I would have placed it on the little tray to go in the oven. I mean, how difficult is that? How difficult is that?
Like when you do fried chicken or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You dip it into the and then you dip it into the breadcrumbs so it covers the whole thing.
I know, but no, he got the breadcrumbs and just poured it over the top of one side, and so underneath you got nice raw chicken with nothing on it, and it's not with no breadcrumbs either. So I'm like, wow, okay. So the trouble is, he's so used to cookies because you only cook the cookies on one side, don't you? So that's what he's used to. So in everything he cooks, it only has to be cooked on one side according to him.
Yeah,
amazing.
If anybody in this chat, if I can give some advice to anybody, don't get cooking lessons from Dominic Orlando.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. No, no. And the worst thing about it is, he tells everyone he's a professional. Okay, that's his job. He makes cookies all day. So
I heard enough. I heard enough bad stories when he was trying to cook at Joe's house.
I know.
To make me realize that's not.
I know, but he makes that he's a professional. But I don't see any professionalism from him whatsoever. It's amateur hour. It's like those old cooking shows from the 70s. Remember those old black and white things, when they're just bashing out any old shit. That's what it looks like every time I look at Dom's cooking. It's just ridiculous. But he's a professional. He's basically a professional cook because he works in a kitchen all day cooking cookies. So that classes you as a professional cook. But I don't see any evidence of that. All I see is just...
There's a difference between cooking and baking.
Well, that's true. That is very true. And I think that's where Dom gets confused. Because instead of cooking things, he tries to bake everything. Everything has to be baked. So in other words, just put it all on one side. That's all you do, isn't it? 'Cause that's what you do in baking. Just put it on the top or on one side. That's what he does in all his normal cooking as well. It's just,
like muffins, cake, or whatever. You put it in a muffin pit or whatever. And
yeah, exactly.
Just let it cook. You don't have to worry about doing the opposite side.
Exactly. And he's doing that now in real cooking. He's just transferred it over, Oh, chicken, let's not bother putting sour cream on the other side. We'll just leave that. Leave it. No, let's not cover it in breadcrumbs. We'll just chuck the breadcrumbs on top of it. Mamma mia. But you got to expect this because he is Italian. So he's really only used to...
Or put sour cream in a bowl and dip the whole chicken
you
would with the breadcrumbs. Either or.
Either or is good. But you've got to expect it because he's Italian. Think about it, Dom. Think about it. Every single meal he cooks, he imagines it's a pizza.
If he's Italian, he should be good at pizza and pasta.
I know, but that's how his mindset is for every single meal. Oh, what are we cooking? It's chicken. Oh, I'll cook it like a pizza. That's what I'll do. Yeah, I'll just bung it in the oven. And hang on, it will still cook on one side, won't it? Because that's how a pizza cooks, isn't it? So that's what we'll do. And that's what he does with everything. Everything's just a pizza. Everything's just one big pizza to Dominic. Anyway, it doesn't look like he's going to join us. He's probably sulking in the corner. So I just like to say...
we probably made him cry talking about it.
Yeah. Same old snizzle. So I just like to say thank you very much, Don, for joining me tonight on Hookster Talks. And that's about it. I'm going to wrap it up now because I've been on for an hour and a half, which is my usual length. So I just like to say thank you very much, Dom, and probably catch you next week. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Monday. Yeah.
I'll catch you Monday as well, obviously. Yeah.
And France. We're at France's.
Oh, France. Oh, I love the French.
All right, Dave.
All right, then. Thank you, mate. Catch you later.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. So there you go. That was Don. D-O-N. Get confused with Dom, who's D-O-M. He should be D-O-A, dead on arrival. No, that's just his chicken. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. You have been awesome, as always. And I hope I've been slightly entertaining tonight. Thank you to Mr. Will F1, to Mr. Dominic Orlando, even though we haven't even seen him tonight. No. To Mr. JW97, Matthew D'Souza, Scott Barnes. Who else have we had? I'm just scrolling up. I think that was everybody. Oh, almost forgot Mr. Poochie Head. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Mr. Plynal Plessy as well. And I think that was everybody. Matthew D'Souza. I may have forgotten Matthew D'Souza. Who could forget Matthew D'Souza? Possibly me, but there you go. Anyway, thank you, everyone. You've been awesome as always. Don't forget, do not pre-order F1 22. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna get a ban order from EA soon. So yeah, they'll put a copyright strike on all my videos soon. I'll be uploading them and they'll be going, nope, you're not using our content, you little bastard, telling everyone not to pre-order our game, and so we get our £80 into our bank accounts and all that lovely interest lolly before we've even delivered the fucking game. No. Anyway. That's enough ranting from me. I'm off to get some dinner. Thank you, everyone. You've been awesome as always. And I'll catch you later on Sunday for the All Seasons, in fact. Yes, special bye-bye from TB. TB. Oh, my favourite bear. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you so much. Mwah. 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 Oh, everyone's favourite bear. Yes, look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He's so excited. He's so excited for F122. He is so excited. Look at him. Yes, he's doing cartwheels and everything. Look at him. Look. Oh, he can't wait for F122. He just can't wait. Can't wait. Can't. Ooh. Ooh, TB. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, oh. Oh, it's been a while. Oh, bloody hell. Oh. Anyway, thanks everyone. Awesome as always. And I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you